see if this can't get us some more traction, because we have well, I guess I would say I would have more people connected, more connections on Facebook than I do on YouTube. So hey.
For sure. For sure.
Dude, it's been so long since we've been on the call and talked. I mean, we've been talking a ton, but we never had time for the call. So much has happened. There's a ton of shit. I appreciate the package. This thing, super solid. Payne's gonna learn how to draw all that. We got da radios.
Yep, I got mine too.
This is so
ready to go, just in case the shit hits the fan.
I've been going through a little thing I'm probably gonna do the licensing, at least the tech, but maybe the general one, because it's like $25 or something. And because you want to be able to
pretty
talk.
hard though.
Yeah, I'm sure there's some stuff and to be able to just talk freely on here, they want to regulate that, but still to have that ability, I think is really cool. And you can listen, so we can listen to a bunch of stuff. I've been going through the frequency websites, reference, whatever it was, and trying to find some stuff we can connect to. I told Payne, I was like, dude, look, he's really into storms. I'm like, we can
the weather,
listen to any storm coming in. We'll know right here. And
it sounds
every
official.
Day, he asks me, he's like, did you get the license yet? Because he wants to talk so bad. I'm like, give me a couple weeks and I'm gonna see if I can get it. So
I'll look into it too, so that we can go on a journey together and we can get that bad boy together. And then we could use repeaters, because I know that you live in an area where there's definitely got to be repeaters. I know for a fact I've already connected to my repeater, and that's all you need to do. Once you're connected to a
explain
repeater,
that part of it, because I haven't Googled the repeater part, but I understand the concept.
So this is an old school cell phone. So this is the original cell phone, right? So everybody used to use phones that were wired, but they didn't have to. They could use these. And there was a lot of people back in the day that did use these, and they did have operators licenses and stuff like that, right?
Truckers.
And
no, but
what's that?
Truckers, but
for sure. They use more closed band though, so it's like
that's more CB.
Yeah. So they so this though, you can connect with anyone in the world, just like your cell phone, right?
It's true.
And you don't have to pay for minutes. So basically, this is how it works. There's cell phone towers everywhere. They've always been everywhere, but they called them communication towers back in the day.
Watch it with those guns, bro. Watch the guns flying around. Just throwing them bows. Nice.
No, it's just because I have no layer anymore. It's just all like veins and falling. I'm just falling apart. But it's old school. It's old school cell phone towers, man. They used to have them. They were just communication towers, right? They've been around forever. And they have these antennas on them that will connect to another tower, just like a cell phone, and connect to another tower. And they just called them repeaters instead of
you
cell
just
phone
keep pushing
antennas.
it. Whatever.
They just repeat your voice along the path. And then if somebody can tap into that repeater or cell phone tower, they can pick up your
frequency.
Call. And they're like, hey, what's up, bro?
Yep.
This is A169 WCKG. That's what you have to say. I don't know. That's the first thing that came to mind.
107.3 or something like that. I think.
You'll hear it when you start listening to some conversations. You're scanning channels, and all of a sudden you'll hear some people talking. Well, I'm heading out to the campgrounds this weekend. Just random.
That's exactly who you would hear. We're gonna be up on the 1020th. You're like, it's the only thing you hear for 4 hours. You're like, who?
And then they'll do the call sign, at the end. This is KCSG signing out.
Oh, Stu, what's up?
What you got going on? Oh, Stu's watching?
Yeah, my buddy's Justice.
I thought I was gonna say, because I got a buddy
Watkins.
Yeah, and I was like, what is he on some island somewhere? He's always partying on vacation, living it up. Well, he's got the fireman life, where he's got 24 on, 48 off.
Brother, what town is he in? Or is he
Wheeling, bro?
Wheeling, bro. Sweet, this guy.
He's saving lives in the old school neighborhood.
Putting down, you know what? Keeping the community safe. I respect that, Stu Watkins.
Man,
love you.
The community gave, and now he's giving back.
He's giving back. Yeah. Not like Stu. Charlie Kirk. What's up with that guy? Did you know that guy?
No, but I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah.
But I didn't know that he was around this area and the whole thing until maybe a year ago.
I mean, come on. Piper Lane, bro.
Well, actually, I got a great story on Piper Lane, right? So we're over at Rocky Vander's, right?
Okay,
and we
classic.
get smashed at Rocky Vander's. And
what else? It's open till 4.
I got into a fight with some dude, right? So me and Timmy Burke dragged these dudes out into the parking lot and beat them up, old school.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll take them.
I was like, I'm glad I'm not in their class. Those guys like to fight a lot.
Yeah. Me and Timmy Burke took some guys on, knocked some guys out, did a little damage.
Yeah,
but Joey was there too. Joey was there
he was.
too.
He was
breaking
saying,
some
if
off.
you need me, I'm here. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but all of a sudden someone yelled, cops. So we all just, take off running, just scatter.
Yeah.
And me and Joey C, we're not the brightest. We're hammered. We just got into a scuffle. The adrenaline's pumping. We went right into Piper Lane.
Oh yeah.
And you know how they had that fence that cut the street pretty much in half that they put in.
Yeah.
And they kind of like divided it like the Berlin Wall.
Oh, that was weird.
And it was so weird. And so they had barbed wire at the top. So me and Joey are like, fuck, we gotta jump this thing. We're not going around it. We could have went around it, but we were like, we're gonna jump.
But in the moment.
We're jumping it. And Joey's like, I'm gonna throw my leather coat over that thing so we don't get cut up. So he does it. So he gets over no problem. He's like, come on, man, come on. So I get up there, I climb over, I swing my one leg, and I'm not even kidding you. I catch
here it comes,
the family jewels.
A sack
on the barbed wire because I just swung my leg too wide. I'm hammered, dude. Just hammered. And swung my leg too wide.
How old are you guys right now?
22.
All right,
something like that.
Good.
We're old enough to be in the bar.
We're old enough to know better. That's
for sure. And
but
so
I like this. Keep going.
So I fall over this fence, land kind of awkward, almost lose everything.
Yeah.
And we keep running. Joey gets his jacket off. It's torn up a little bit, but he's good. We're good. Let's go.
Dragon.
I'm bleeding. I got cut up a little bit more on the barbed wire and shit. And we're like, we got to get a cab home. We don't have a ride. We're not walking home. So we see a cab with his sign that, he's not working anymore. But we're like, this guy's working now.
Let's get him fired up.
We jump in the back. We're like, you're going to take us home? He's like, no, I'm not. I'm like, you're going to take us home? And he's like, yes, I am. So,
oh my gosh, dude.
He drives us back. We pay him a shit ton of money for the favor, But then we go upstairs, we go to bed. I wake up to take a leak in the middle of the night. And I just remember like trying to get out of bed and I fall on my face. And I just thought it was because I was still drunk. So I was like, no big deal. Went to the bathroom, went back to bed, right?
Yeah.
Get up in the morning, try to get out of bed again, fall on my face. And I'm like, I am definitely not still drunk, maybe hungover, but something's wrong with my foot, So I went to the hospital and I got it x-rayed and they told me that I tore the bone off the top of my foot where the tendon attaches on the front.
Yeah.
On the front, like to keep your foot on. So my foot was just kind of like dangling, but not broken. It was just it couldn't sit upright because this tendon
didn't have
pulled off.
The support there.
And I'm just like, oh, this is great. So this is great. So they put me in the boot and everything.
This is great, he says.
Yeah. I'm just like, God damn it, dude. It's just like one of those things where it's just like, like you make one bad decision, right? And it just is like snowballs.
You build 1,000 bridges. And
you're lighting them all on fire. You're just like insane, bro. Insane.
Oh man, blast from the past. Seriously.
For sure. I'm just so glad that those days are over though, because I ain't got time like that to waste, man.
Yeah, I understand. It's like, what the hell are we doing? We were figuring something out, I suppose. But I mean, I think about that sometimes. Yeah, like maybe, testing it. Like, what's in there? What are we talking about? What are we thinking about? Dude, I came across this. I know you got little budget things. It's called Kaikabo.
Okay. That's I would have butchered it. So thank you.
Something like that. But it's a budget thing. It's a simple budget thing.
It doesn't look simple. Looks like a lot of pages, man.
Well, like if this would be like,
it's hard to see.
You're not
tilt it. Yeah, tilt it.
A Tiltonico. This would be like your monthly, your expenses. It's pretty basic when you look at it on one sheet, but it's just like
repeated.
Yeah, repeated. And sometimes like for me, and I would imagine others, it has to be in like the right format for me to comprehend it.
Oh, dude.
Personally, this is not a strong suit for me. Yeah. It's like their money in the account. All right, we're good then. Let's keep going. But
that's why there's like 50 books about everything, because somebody learns different.
But I know you have one out. You have a program out too. I was actually looking in Google the other day, and I don't know. I'm just holding up stuff I'm probably into right now. So thank you
Yeah,
for
love
that.
it.
See, for the ham radio, so freaking cool. And then that
and it's
shirt,
like a two-way. It's all emergency. There's even a little
light on it. I know. Boom.
I thought that was it. Where is this thing?
Who'd it go?
I thought that's how you hit it, man. No.
So I got an idea. Keep going, find it. I got an idea I want to do on like the show even.
Yeah, hit me up.
A live Zoom show. I think would be really cool. So it's called that's what it's called.
No, for real?
Show's called
Wait, that's not bad.
I can't do it right. It's
like
called
PFFFFF.
No, B. So like BFP.
B.
So
okay.
It's best friends, like because it's best friends password, right? So you would have like I would have you and Joey C on, right?
Okay.
And then we would have to like turn off his camera or something, and I would hold up a card that would like say, let's say it said
like the game,
Mexico. Yeah. And you have to try to get him to say Mexico. But it's gonna be funny because you're gonna be using inside stories and jokes. Like you make at the time you got whipped cream from the midget, and then they were like, what? Mexico? Like
how did you get this epiphany?
I don't know. I was just sitting in my chair over there
brainstorming,
and that one came to me. Yeah.
Standing in the shower thinking.
Yeah, it's the best place. And so I thought this would be great because it's free. All we got to do is title the channel and start inviting people on. I think it would be hilarious. And I think if you did like a, 2 10-minute things or 2 15-minute things, it could be a lot of segments. Fun. Yeah, and then just do it like a game show, like give away like an Amazon gift card or like $20 to freaking Starbucks for somebody who worked. And then
make it worth their while.
Yeah, everybody wants, a free couple cups of coffee and a bag of donuts. Like, who gives
a shit? And to make a fool out of themselves on social media.
And to connect with their friends on some stupid stuff and be on the social media and be live and uncut.
Uncut. That's my favorite thing, man, is like no edits. Let's do this.
Told you.
It is. It's the only way because like, you might say some dumb shit. You might say some brilliant shit.
Me?
But you're always rolling them dice, you're always skating that line. And you could tell like if somebody's pulling punches, like if you're talking to somebody and all of a sudden you get the topic gets a little weird or serious, you could tell real quick if they're pulling the reins in, you know what I mean? So you can call some people's bluffs.
I think the thing is that nice to have some prompts sitting around you, in the past like year or two that we've had doing the show. I mean, it's so nice to be able to, because how do you change a topic when maybe there's dead air, right? People will feel.
We need, what we need? We need like sound effects, and we just hit the crickets button.
I can't handle that. You're gonna have to be in charge. Although I do have
that'd be fun.
I do have the computer right there with the sound engineering thing coming. I think
that would be fun. Oh yeah.
Double down. I think I might double down there, man.
Yeah.
So like,
that's your thing. You've been saying that forever.
I know, but it has to like come to you, right? It has to.
Yeah, no, naturally.
You have to feel that it's time. I remember when I started like working out, I was like, okay, but working out, I was like, I'm not gonna do the weights yet. Whatever. What my theory was, like, let's just get my cardio in shape and let's just get on the horse. And so now I got the cardio locked in, and I was telling you it's time for the weights, but I haven't like gotten it into the rhythm of my life yet. Maybe when we move upstairs. But
what about some kettlebells, man?
Well, I mean, I'm getting like cross training type stuff. I'm running the hill because like our house, like, it slopes to the back. It's got a pretty decent hill.
I love it.
I'll do stuff like that. I have the kettlebell, but I got the weight vest. But I just want to put a load on. I got to put a load on.
I would love to get something where you could do some deadlifting, some cleaning,
just something. I don't know.
That'd be dope.
Whatever.
Some plates. Throw around some plates.
But the thing about it is, it finally came to me where it's time for music. Like I feel like that's what I have to do right now. And so
you were dropping some impromptu shit my way the other day.
Some stuff. Yeah. And there's a ton of stuff in there. And it's like, why can't I just, once I went to that, I did that class, the master class with, who was the guy in it?
Which one did
Timberland.
you do?
Timberland.
Oh, right? I love him, man.
So I did
the Beat Saber song.
He does the beat. Oh, really?
Yeah.
So I did his like course, and the way he talks about making music, what he uses, how he creates it, how he makes it work, I think the same way. And I'm like, this was cool to hear somebody translate it the way I think about it. And I'm like, well, I just need to start putting it in there, like putting it down, putting it on wax.
Check that book out again.
You gave that to me. I was just looking at it the other day. I'm starting right in the beginning.
Yeah.
And I'm coming through it. Yeah.
This is a good reference
manual. And
you know what too. It's not like a straight read. It's a good reference manual.
What's in there too is that gold Bitcoin dollar. You gave me like a embossed gold Bitcoin.
Yeah, a little fake Bitcoin.
So I was looking back at some of our shows. I got to call ourselves out. Yeah, but it's like a paper dollar.
Oh, this one.
Yeah,
this
it's like
one.
a dollar bill.
Hang on, I got that one handy.
If you got, yeah, it looks like that, dude. I was like, oh shit, man. I hope he knows he gave me this because this thing's awesome.
Yeah,
it's
right.
Pretty fun. Yeah,
it's so cool.
So I was looking back at some of our shows and the traction. Let's say I think the best thing that we've seen is when we had keywords in the title. Obviously, that's a no-brainer. But I've been doing that for some of them.
Algorithms.
But then also we said we were giving away like $10 in Bitcoin to somebody who like commented, and somebody commented a long time ago, but it was a bot. It was like a bot sales bot.
So nobody claimed it. We got to do it again.
So nobody claimed it, which is cool because we would probably been on the hook for this thing like
$10.
That was months ago.
$10.
No, but I mean, like
I've got the crypto printer right there.
We'll pay you every weekend. We haven't checked it in 6 months.
We'll do Ethereum next because I can make that.
That's cool. That's cool.
We'll give away Ethereum.
Courtney, what up, girl? This is fun. So
what are you doing? Shout outs?
Yeah, Courtney's on.
Shout out to Courtney.
Throwing hearts. Shout out to Courtney. Hearts. She's like and subscribe.
She's chilling in Saskatchewan right now.
Yeah, Courtney O'Connell. Know that girl?
Nice.
Yeah.
No.
No, yeah. You guys grew up really. She was super tight. What was her?
Listen, I'm horrible with names.
Yeah, you're horrible.
Horrible. No, you know what I think happened? Like 2012, that Mayan calendar ended, right? Or ended.
It got me twisted.
I think we entered another dimension, and I'm a different Tony Jones from that other dimension. Valid. And those dimensions kind of blurred, kind of like you ever seen? Oh yeah, you seen the Spider-Verse? Like
you
that,
can't
bro.
Kill Independent George. Spider-Verse, yeah, that's a great one, man. That's a great show. I heard the new, not the new, but the newer Thor was supposed to be really good, but I haven't seen.
I love all the Thors. I love all the Thors. I do.
And today's Thor's Day.
Oh, so let's talk about something like that really quick. What were you thinking? I was gonna drop something like that too on you. I was doing some word kind of play as well, right? So I was doing the classic, television is tell a vision,
Tell
a vision.
Okay.
And on the tell a vision, you're watching programming.
All right.
You know what I mean? So like there's all these like weird coincidences, let's say, you know what I mean, where you can break down words and it's kind of strange how they mean something about the word, but not what you really think. You know what I'm saying?
Where you're going. I see where you're going.
Or there's some hidden meaning in it. So like another good one is putting letters together is called
spelling. I don't know.
Spelling.
Yeah.
Now, once you put those letters together, they form words.
Yeah.
So basically, you're putting these letters together to form words to cast spells. So every word that comes out of your mouth is a spell.
Yeah, I've heard something like that. That's pretty funny. I like how you tied it in like that. I was like, where the hell is he going? I'm not finding it.
See. That's what I'm saying. Like there's a bunch of shit like that I'm just like, wow, that's super weird that's like so intertwined.
Like it's a coincidence, but also it's also some truth in there, right?
Yeah, so it's just like it makes sense. That's kind of what I'm saying. Like when you think about it makes sense.
It's like you always talk about living like a meme. If you were like lived your life like a meme, how better off you might be if you actually just
with
like
all the
penny
little,
saved a penny earned or whatever. I shouldn't say meme, but like
old wise tales.
Yeah, right. Like the adages. And
dude, I always said that, man.
People, could you imagine? Try doing something like that for a year and just see what happens. Like early bird gets the worm.
You're either going to be like
it's essentially Benjamin Franklin's 13 virtues. Essentially, that's where a lot of that comes from.
You know what? Either your life's going to change and you're going to go off in this positive direction, or you will literally be committed from going fucking crazy.
So I wish I could remember this guy's name. We've talked about it before, but that guy who talks about not saying the negative shit out loud. Right. So, yeah.
Because of casting spells, bro.
Well, and he was just like, look, they've seen the data or whatever data they can gather that, if you just don't say the negative thing out loud, because first of all, saying something out loud, right, gives it more power. Let's say 10 times more power, right? So you're casting a spell.
Yeah.
But they say the negative spells are 7x, 7 to 10x of that, even that, because
the dark energy is always more powerful.
It is interesting. Why is it? It's so much easier. Why is it?
Well, that's what it is. It's not more powerful. It's easier. That's
easier.
That's a great point.
And so it's just easier to do. So if you don't stand next to the player in the outfield and be like, this fucking pitcher, our coach sucks. And he's like, yeah, fuck. Well, you're poisoning the well, right? So you're even saying it out loud. He's like, it's okay. We're going to think these things, but how you deal with that information and at the right time, is it a big adult decision? Because I open my mouth all the time, but it's like, can you just manage that? He goes and he said, and this was fascinating. He said, it's positivity works, right? But it's hard to tell somebody when they're maybe going through a divorce and they're at the low of some low and try to say, hey man, just hang it,
be positive,
whatever, as opposed to saying, okay, well, how are you dealing with the negative information in your head? Are you just puking it out to everybody? Are you bad mouthing people? What's coming out of there? Yeah. And if you can just stop saying that and process that, then it's how much of a difference. This guy's coaching NCAA champions and Super Bowl winners, and they're just saying, look, get your people to just not talk shit. Essentially, I mean, he didn't say that, but that's a good distillation.
Well, think about it. If you wind it back in your own life, because everybody's reality is their reality, right? There's no baseline reality. Everybody, has their own reality. So if you wind your reality back, you'll see plenty of examples of that being the truth.
Sure.
At some point in your life, you were pissed off, and at some point you let it go, and you're here today. If you weren't, you'd be in jail behind bars from trying to kill somebody or doing some dumb shit, right? So at some point you let it go.
Yeah.
What made you let it go in the past? Was it just time? Was it just, you were tired? Was it some epiphany? You got to try to that's why when people say they journal and they track shit all the time and they're super disciplined and stuff like that, it's so that you can learn from that shit and apply it in the future and not keep making those same mistakes. Because that's the biggest problem, is everybody just makes the same mistakes and they don't even know, they don't even realize they are, because they don't track anything. It's just weird.
No, that's true. So the tracking part is hard, right? I mean, it's hard for me.
It is super hard, dude, for everybody.
Yeah, for everybody. So it's hard for me. So you got to find your system, though. There's so many ways. And I went back to note cards, especially after I read, I was looking at a lot of those Matt Holliday videos, the guy who wrote The Obstacle is the Way. And really the reason behind me, into the Stoicism, but really the reason behind me even reading Marcus Aurelius, and his
I got that
meditations or whatever. What does yours look like, dude?
Here,
I think I got a different copy, which
I always take the jackets off, but that's kind of
dude. Mine's like a printed workbook. It's kind of weird.
This one's really nice, dude. It's just straight up
that's what I wanted.
Nice.
Well, I'm glad that you got that.
No, this one's a great one. It's super, super clean and classic looking.
That's nice, dude.
Yeah.
Sweet. I'm excited
really
about
cool.
it. I'm been highlighting it, and then, but I think, because I always want to be the guy who gets up at, in the morning and does the journal and read. And it's I have my stuff out and I kind of have a system, but it doesn't happen every morning. And so then I get upset because I'm not doing it every morning. So I'm like, well, what is best for me? So then I've decided that as I'm writing my notes throughout the day, I'm storing them in this place. And then I think maybe, I don't know,
I like that system
looking
that
them at night,
you showed me.
Either looking at them at night or sleeping on that information and then looking at them in the morning. And then seeing where they sit, and then toss out things that don't connect and toss out ones that sit well.
Because sleeping on everything always just puts different eyes on it, right? I've been doing a lot of drawing and a lot of cool. That type of stuff, right? So when I'm I always draw late at night, so I don't get bothered. No one's coming downstairs interrupting me. No one's asking me for anything.
Lady.
I won't do that. I'll just I'll go help them, you know, but then you don't get in the flow, you know, so you got to get into the flow, right? So you could put a solid hour in of something and not have any distractions and be way more productive than somebody that does 2-3 hours, but has that time kind of open to whatever. So you might get calls, you might get, somebody might ask you to help them out, like I said, or whatever. Your kids might want dinner, or, you know, they might be freaking out. So that 1 hour with no distractions is way more valuable than 3 hours in the middle of the day when you have potential distractions out the wazoo. That's why I work so good at night. That's why I stay up till 2 a.m.
I know,
it's not because I'm psychotic. It's because I only need like 6 hours of sleep, but you know what I mean? It's like one of those deals, and that helps. But then again, I can kind of call my own hours. So I do have some luxury there as far as like working and stuff like that. So I can work way into the night if I want. I can work 20, they own me. So I work 24/7 whenever I need to, pretty much. But I also take advantage of that. So there you go.
You heard it here.
It's a give and a take, baby. It's a give and a take. So, so that's what I'm saying. You gotta have some time. I don't care if you go somewhere, as long as there's no distractions. Like it can't be Starbucks. It can't be, you know, like even the library, unless you get a private room or something, maybe. Somewhere where you're not going to have any distractions. Middle of the forest or something, that might be close, or, you know, like somewhere out in, that's why, dude, that's why like Stephen King and like all these authors and all these people that, you know, when they create, they go off and they just don't want out of phone range. No distractions, cabin in the middle of the woods. That's where that came from. And they just shut it all down. No TV, nothing, just coffee. Stephen King was 10 packs of cigarettes and some booze. And, you know, like whatever you need, you know, you just need some energy drinks. You know, that's what I'm saying. You just you get going. The hell?
That's cool. I was just getting done I just got done with Green Lights by Matthew McConaughey, which I sent to you. I bounced over, dude.
Yeah.
Listen to that one. It's not very long. It's like 6 hours, might even be 8 hours. Shit, I don't know, but it's not very long at all. And he reads it, which is great. And he tells you how he was raised, but he just tells you like sayings from growing up and stuff. And he's like green lights, like things in his life that were green lights and like all this stuff. It's really fucking cool.
Yeah. And so he's pretty much saying opportunity.
Opportunity, and he tells you how he got you know, to be Wooderson in Days of Confused.
Yeah, dude, that's
and like how he got some of his next roles, and like how he, you know, and I'm thinking, you know, he put his ass on the line and he stuck his neck out there, and he was tried to
left everything
to himself, and he just was like, let's do this. And he got lucky in some instances, I'm sure, but he like kept putting himself out there.
I was just gonna say, you can't get lucky unless you're in the position.
You got to put yourself out there. And he had a break early with that thing, but he also would just show up. He's like, I would just show up, and then all of a sudden I was there.
How many times
you
you
even
heard
talking
that in
today?
some success story? You know,
like, no, I'm not even in the scene, but I would just show up. And then he's wanted to improv, so he'd start improvising some stuff, and then he got in like he had like 300. You know, words or whatever it was in that movie. He ended up having a bunch of different scenes. You know,
they added a bunch of shit. Yeah, because he was so like likable, and he nailed that little one-liner that they gave him, and the fact that they ran into each other at that like bar where they were just chilling after shooting one of the days, and he wasn't even in the fucking movie.
His buddy called him up. Yeah,
I was just like, that's like one of the craziest fucking stories of all time, for sure.
Well, like here's the thing too, and he says, you know, they're at the bar, they're partying, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And they, you know, kind of connect. He's the one guy's getting kicked out. They get kicked out, whatever. He's like, so we get in the truck or whatever to leave, and I pull out a joint, and he, you know, lights up a joint or something. And that's the interesting thing, like in that instance, because what if you decide not to do that because you don't know what this guy might think, and maybe you're trying to get on the movie, and
he's going to call the cops, or you're trying to
or not, or you know, you do it and it kills the deal or whatever you're trying to do because it's off, if it's off color or whatever it is, off-putting. So that's funny. So like you do that, and maybe it seals the deal, it works or whatever, but like that's a crucial moment too, like
no doubt.
But he just did what he did, and it worked. And so like that's where some of the luck also is involved. I think it's like little nuanced things throughout a relationship, throughout a first
sometimes I think some people that are tuned in and that are dialed in like that.
No, if you're clicking,
you can kind of read the situation. You know,
it's
you can
chemistry.
kind of feel that situation.
It's chemistry,
and
dude.
I don't know. Yeah, the real good salesmen and the real good movers and shakers can kind of feel that room out, and they know exactly how to play it like a freaking piano, man.
Have you ever been around? I know you have, but you know when you're like around somebody who is a really good salesman, and not it toes the line, or it's just good, and you're like, you respect it. You're like, dude,
oh yeah,
I want to buy.
This guy's got game.
Yeah, like I'm good here, but I'm not, whatever. And you're
I'll just buy some shit from you because I'm impressed.
I'm impressed. I'll take it.
You know what's crazy funny. Too is I was thinking about what you were just saying, and I think one of the things that all parents should do, like you should do this with Payne. I'm going to do it with Dakota. I even just said it to her, like,
I'm in. What is it?
You ask your kid, you know, like the quintessential question: what are you going to do when you grow up, or what do you want to do when you grow up? Blah blah blah. They give you the. Well, they'll say, I want to be a fireman. I want to be a basketball player. Whatever. They'll give you whatever the answer is at that time. Yeah. Dakota says she wants to be a veterinarian, right? And I'm like, that's awesome. You know, help animals. You know, that type of stuff.
Eat plants. Oh wait, veterinarian. Yeah.
Oh, yes. Not a
vegetarian.
Vegetarian. Yes, thank you. I was like, vegetable-tarian? No, vegetarian. So anyway, so I was like, when you get to a certain age, like 13, 14.
Oh, you're giving her that like talk, that. Gramps. Okay, go ahead.
There's a I want you to go, and obviously I'll take her. I want you to go to a vet, local vet, something like that. And I want you to volunteer your time. And I want you to see how the whole thing works. I want you to ask questions. I want you to get involved. I want you to have them show you some stuff so you can see what's going on at 13 rather than waiting 6 years through school, $100,000 in debt. And you're like, man, this vet thing is not for me. You know what I mean?
They're like, go stick this thermometer up there. If you can do that,
go shovel that elephant shit for the next 3 years, It's
get one of those deals. Shit from, unless you're working at the zoo.
The zoo, exactly.
That's where she wants to be. Not just
she does the reason why is because she does all the zoo camps at Brookfield, right? So she does the zoo camps, and they give them special access. You see the animals.
Yeah, go do it.
I told her that. I said, you can donate your time and volunteer at the zoo.
Isn't it funny that we go? We talked a lot about this too in some of our earlier stuff. Is that we go and get into these corporate jobs or whatever we do. And then after we have the money and the time, then we go do the zoo thing that we wanted to do the entire time anyway. Mm-hmm. But we didn't do it because maybe it doesn't make the same type of money or whatever it is. It's this thing. But we go do the one thing and then we go back and we do the thing we really wanted to do. And
pretty much.
You kind of wasted some time in there.
4 years.
You're going to learn a lesson. Everybody looks back.
Your whole life.
Everybody looks back though and says, these people that got wrongly convicted, the drummer from the Beatles that, quit or whatever or something.
Pete Best.
Yeah, Best. And it's like, they all say I wouldn't have had it any other way. Like looking back, because
that's what I mean, man. Hindsight's
he'll be like, Pete Best is like, I wouldn't have been the dad I was because I would have never been around.
Bro.
So like, booyah, tasha.
Like, that's what I'm saying. You can always wind it back. Like another thing that pisses me off too is accountability. Like this world, everybody needs to get the accountability mirror going and put some shit on that thing, because I'm telling you right now, everybody needs to check their accountability, because
so
everybody
how are we
wants
to do
to
that?
Pull out that blame thrower and just like.
Here's what I'm thinking. Blame thrower, haha, sneak that one in there. Yeah. How about so now Strava, if anybody's using the Strava app, you can create your own group. Couldn't have done that before, maybe somehow, but now we can. And I'm thinking if we get a Strava group together, it posts your workout from your watch, right? You don't even have to log it in Strava. I log it with like a workout like I normally do, and it'll post. Now you have to sometimes click the import button on the Strava side, but that would be like, you would at least be able to see what your friends are doing and be like, wow, Tony's a beast, man. He really gets a lot of movement in. And I could be like, whoa, Timmy's
I can't remember. Did they have like a free version of that, or is it all?
Yeah, that's all free.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure that's free.
I couldn't remember.
But you know what? Maybe you're right. Maybe there's, I don't know. But the point
there is a cheaper subscription. It's not crazy. I'm just saying, I couldn't remember if there was a free thing where everybody could jump in, because I think a lot of people with barriers to entry is just like, I don't want to pay $4 to change my life.
Yeah.
It's like,
I love when you see that up post, they'll be like how much they'll spend on coffee a month. And then they'll be like, oh, but a class to learn accounting, no thing. It's too
right. Yeah. How to do Excel spreadsheets. How to
actually do my books. Yeah.
Yeah. Right. No, thanks.
Oh, wait. So speaking of classes, and then I'll drop you off at this, but so I'm thinking Berkeley. Well, I don't know, we can keep going, but Berkeley has an online program for
everything.
Sound engineering, though, that I was looking at, which I think would be really cool. Start there. I thought they have one in songwriting, but I feel like that, even though I would rather do that,
I like the engineering part first, because you already have that creativity and that songwriting thing kind of going.
I need the nuts and bolts.
Yeah, bro. You need the doing part. You got the creative part already going. You're already hammering it out. You're already hitting your notes. Ferguson. You're already singing. You're already overdubbing. You're already doing all your things. Yeah. So now you need to know how to like put all that. So you got all these Lego blocks, right? And you're like, shit, I can make some cool shit, but you got to learn how to put that shit together.
We're doing a lot of Lego Avengers, so you're really talking my language. Yeah. Chad Ferguson Lego says, Avengers. Yo.
Hey, yo,
Chad Ferguson,
Chad.
Brian Olsen, Kim Cuneo, Courtney O'Connell, Justice Upperman.
Chad Ferguson, straight out of Philadelphia.
Dude, what else is popping with you? Do you want to talk about the incident, or are we not? I mean, that's a little,
just Sand Valley.
We talked about not having negative words out loud.
Yeah, exactly. Like I was saying, casting spells. It's like, you know what it is? It's like you have to reframe things in your mind, right? So instead of saying something like, hey, don't do that, or that's just the way it's always been, or because I said so, to your kids or something like that, right? You got to just reframe that. And it always kind of blew my mind. Like, what kids will always ask why all the time, right? You always hear this all the time. Why? You did it when you were little. And your parents would say, because I said so, or because that's the way it is, because you get to make the rules when you get older and you turn 18 or something like that. So what I think the biggest problem is that you stop asking why eventually, right? So you'll get to a certain point. Usually it's around like 11, 12, right before you hit your teen years, and you stop asking why, because you keep getting the same answer. Because I said so, because that's the way it is, because I told you when you turn 18, you can make the rules.
Yeah.
So that's the biggest problem with our entire world, is we stop asking why because no one answers the questions. And no one ever gives you any answers. So nobody every single person in this world who's had that treatment in their life goes into their teen years with absolutely nothing, no answers to any of the questions that they were asking for 13 fucking years, right? So then you wonder why there's a rebellious teen year. It's not because of hormones. It's not because of any of that bullshit. It's because they've been asking you for help for 13 years and you keep telling them, because I said so. It pisses me off, because I'm still asking why to this day.
Yes.
And I still can't find answers to this day. And then you run into situations in life, and you run into situations where you are not getting your answers. And what's the first thing you do? You revert back to the teen years where you were rebellious and you flip the fuck out. Yeah. And everybody does this. And they go to the extremes and they start going crazy and they start making bad decisions because they never got any answers. They don't know how to deal with these situations.
Yeah.
Their parents did not prepare them for what the fuck was going to happen in the craziness that life really is.
That's crazy, dude.
That's the Sand Valley situation.
Damn. That was heavy, bro.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry you had to go through that.
It's like one of those deals. And I'm not saying this about anybody there. I'm talking about me.
Yeah.
I'm saying this about me.
I know you are.
Because here's the deal. Everybody always wants to say that, like, oh, this person did this to me and it caused this, or I can't do this because of this person, or this person did me wrong, or blah, blah, blah. This is why I'm not successful. This is why I'm not in shape. This is why my health sucks. Well, here's the real deal. If you wind that shit back enough, I don't care if somebody came out of nowhere and just smacked you across the face. you put yourself in that position somehow, or you did something to cause that. If you wind it back far enough, that goes with anything that you ever done. So who's the only one that's at fault for anything that's ever happened to you? You. And until everybody understands that and actually applies it to their life, they're just going to be failures. It's so true though, man. Like it's just mind blowing how that stuff works.
I'm laughing at the delivery. I love it. You know,
I'm
tracing yourself.
I get excited,
back
man. I just get excited. I just get excited like this, you know, because it's like there's a bunch of shit that people need to hear that no one's talking about. Instead, they watch American Idol. Instead, they watch Dancing with the Stars and they talk about that shit. And you're just like, man, you know, like not only are you wasting an hour watching Dancing with the Stars, you're going to waste another hour talking about it when you could literally be doing something 1,000 times more productive. Like, I don't have enough hours in the day, you know, like to do the shit that I want to do.
No,
I ain't got time to sit there and watch fucking Dancing with the Stars, dude. You know what I mean?
I
like
know.
If I have some shit on in the background, that's totally different. You know, like if I have some noise going on in the background, that's just to have noise because I don't want to hear the fucking.
You want to make noise?
The bullshit, you know, like the AC going off or something like that. I can handle the white noise. I need white noise sometimes just to drown out the planes and the cars and the bullshit. Like one of the coolest things about me going up to Sand Valley and staying out in the middle of nowhere was the first thing I noticed when I got up there was a pressure silence. You ever had that before? You know
maybe,
what I mean?
Yeah.
Where you get somewhere where it's so quiet, you feel pressure on your ears.
You can't you lose like a sense of
it feels weird.
Positioning
it feels
or
like
something.
You're kind of deaf.
Yeah.
That was the coolest thing about the entire trip.
Interesting.
Was pressure silence.
It's like, is that what it's called?
Well, that's what I call it.
Yeah. I like that word.
That's Jones science.
Jones science.
Jones science right there.
But pressure. I love this guy.
Pressure silence. It's the coolest shit. You get it scuba diving too. If you ever been underwater and you go down to a certain depth, you get that pressure, right?
Yeah.
And there's like this crazy fucking silence.
I can feel it right now.
The only thing you'll really. Oh, when you're in your headphones.
That's gone. Yeah.
You'll get a little bit in noise canceling headphones. You're right.
Yeah, you can.
So the only thing you hear is your respirator. You know, you'll hear your breathing out, obviously. And then if you just kind of control your breath and you get into like this meditative state, you won't breathe, but maybe once every minute and a half. And you'll be able to watch your bubbles go all the way to the top of the surface. And then they like break this like membrane that leads into this other fucking dimension. It's like, it's the coolest shit ever. When you're
Where did you do that at?
The bottom of pools when I was working at Downs with Moser and we were checking tiles and shit. But I mean, like that's
and tripping out in people's pools.
Dude, is the best.
That's
it's super rich neighborhood, super rich pools, super, you know, nice ass pools. And we'd just dye test for cracks and leaks and shit.
I freaked myself bad out there one time. And I was in a raft, but only my head was back, so my ears were
kind of same shit. Yeah.
And then I mean, just super stoned, you know, just like lost into it. Like then you hear your heartbeat, right? And then it's like too loud, and then you
start to notice different shit.
And then it's like the ticking under the pool, and then you can really trip yourself out in there.
You start to hear.
Well, you were doing float tanks before, though, weren't you?
Oh my god, dude! I lost my shit in a float tank a little bit though, because I got a little. I'm not claustrophobic, but I'm laying in there, and you're butt naked, right? And there's just salt water, and it's well, some people don't.
Well,
they go in shorts.
I'm kidding. Yeah,
that doesn't make any sense though, because you want to be sensory deprived.
Yeah, you want to be. You don't want to feel anything.
Yeah, you don't want to hear anything.
Like when I'm meditating, I need to have my body a certain way so that like I'm not even touching, because if I touch myself, I can feel my.
Yes. And you can't make the connection.
I want to have an out of body.
Exactly. You want to go to the second level, and you want to go to the second floor. I totally get it. It's really difficult to do, everybody though, but you should all do it. But that's what it's all about, is just thinking outside the box, doing shit a little bit different, trying to frame things in your mind a little different.
How about this? Go ahead. Dude. Here's a good challenge, man. Like talking. I'm not a great phone talker. I talk on the phone for a living, but I'm not like a great phone talker. So it's hard for me sometimes to call people and I don't know what to talk about. But one of my friends, Mac, was trying to, contact me, and I finally got back to him. Like, it's been a fucking month or whatnot. But we had an amazing conversation today where it was like, I mean, within 15 seconds, we were talking about, like, do you believe in God? And we went to college together, fraternity brothers, good friends. Like,
got heavy quick.
This guy. Yeah, I got heavy quick. and then into our upbringings. Like this wasn't like a how we got to the, hey, how's it going? How's living in Nebraska? How you guys
sure,
settling in?
Talk.
But this was like, we were like, Graham Hancock, deep on God knows what, man. It was really cool. And I thought to myself,
love me some Graham
this
Hancock.
is a great way to talk to people. We weren't talking about just like BS. It was just like, it was super deep shit with somebody I care about, and it was cool. And so maybe I learned how to talk on the phone today, but not everybody likes to talk like that. So maybe just the people I talk to will. I don't know.
No, you're right.
It felt good.
I just don't know why.
I don't know why it was foreign to me.
Speaking of, I should make a podcast called Why.
Yeah.
But I just don't know why people don't like to talk like that. I think it's kind of interesting. Like my favorite scene here. If you guys need an inspiration, okay, to start having conversations like that, I need everybody to watch this. And you can find it on YouTube, I'm sure, whatever. It is Revenge of the Nerds Part 2. They get trapped on an island. Nice. Not Wormser. Booger finds a bunch of weed.
Chad,
and he rolls a bunch of huge joints. Okay. And then they find a bunch of military equipment. They're getting ready to storm back to the island or to the mainland and take over the convention again, and everything's going to be great.
Yeah.
But they all get super ripped that night, and they're looking up at the stars, and they're passing around the joint, and Ogre's there because they threw him off. But they threw him off the boat, right?
Yeah.
And so they're all talking like crazy shit, like about like the the universe and the cosmos and the meaning of life and all this crazy stuff, because they're the nerds. They know everything, and they're super smart, and they're existential. That's how they talk, right? And then Ogre's there though, and it gets to Ogre's turn, for him to drop something fucking deep, right?
Yeah.
And I'm just gonna stop right there. You guys got to go watch the rest.
Oh, he leaves it like that.
And
that's funny.
And that's my thing, man. That'll give you the inspiration you need.
A couple things. I love that, and I love that quote. So probably people know. Chad says, "Tell Tony we beat them in intramural championship." He's still holding on to that. Glory days. Man. You got to take those. Those are good, especially when you beat those.
2 lives. One really fucked up, and like one sober. It's like both AD and BC type shit.
Isn't that strange? Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Jenny Arminetti says, "Love you guys." What up, Jen?
Love you too.
Dude. That's funny.
Did you close the rings, bro?
No, man, we're not going to be doing any rings tonight, probably.
I got it. I'm almost there.
I'm supposed to run 2 miles. If anybody has an
Apple Watch,
you should
close your rings.
Yeah, if you have an Apple Watch and you guys want to join us, Chad.
Yes.
Scared. Chad's being scared. He hides his activity from me. I'm connected to his watch. But anybody want to jump in on our weekly competitions? Just invite us to your watch or whatever. That thing's
I'm telling you, it is amazing.
It's
closing your rings.
100%.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. And I got so many people addicted to it now. It's nuts. Just close your rings, set your goals. I think it's already preset at like 600, 30 and 12 or something like that. Just rock that for 3 months,
dude.
And then start amping it up.
That I'm so pumped. I realize, the whole theory of putting something on the calendar, like a 5K pudge,
love it,
or whatever. Put something on the calendar makes you do it. You realize you have to go out and do
and
it. So
train.
The half I did in May, no training. I signed up with 2 weeks to go. I ran a few things, and I did some sprints, and then I found out later that sprinting actually was probably the only thing that would have helped me in that amount of time. It helped quickly increase like my oxygen intake, whatever. I don't know.
Yeah, your VO2 max, baby.
Yeah. So, but for this one, it's a 14-week training program, and I signed up with like this thing, Fleet Feet, which is like a running club in town. And this is totally outside of my thing. I've never running club. Can you imagine never signing up for a fucking running club? Like, I don't even like to run.
Dude, that's, right? Me. That's why I did.
But I do like to run now.
That's why,
but so I do the running
club. I'm a club guy.
And the other night, yeah, you are. So the other day I go to the first thing, and there's a bunch of people, and I was like, who's going to show up? Who's going to be here? And it said, no workout, meet and greet, blah, blah, blah. It's like, sweet. We're going to go meet at the shoe store, Fleet Feet shoe store. We're going to meet some new friends, and they're going to talk about what we're going to do. Well, everybody's got their shit on, and I had my shoes on in case, but I didn't have any water, didn't have that. So like, boom, 4 miles, we're going out and back. And I was like, oh, fuck it. And they're like, awesome. Go slow, blah, 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 and there were pacers and stuff. I met some really cool people.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. And so now we have another run this Saturday. There's 2 group runs every week. But just having the point is like just having the plan. So every day I look at the calendar, I'm like, all right, tonight I got to do 2 miles. Tomorrow it's like whatever, like pumped. Now
Where'd
I don't
you get
even
that
have
plan?
to think about. They sent it to me. I signed up for the race. And they sent it to me. I have the PDF. I'll bounce it to you. It's awesome.
Yeah. Did you? You might have already.
I might have already
I think you took a picture.
But that's the intermediate plan. And so, yeah, dude, it doesn't look too bad. I'm pumped to try to like do it and do a training. So last time I did like 2.5 hours.
Yeah.
So next time we'll see with the training, we'll see like because I think that would be a cool video to do. Say, look, here was my time. Here was the plan I did. Here's how much I improved. I think that's
that's what people want to see. I mean, they want a path, they want to see some sort of path. Like there's a lot of people that are like, hey man, I'm going to go do this. And it's like, cut, we're done. And here's my thing. And it's just like, well, dude, how did you get from point A to point B?
How the hell did you happen? Yeah. They want to see. No, it's interesting. That's how I feel with working out, man. I mean, as smart as we all are and as how much information is out there, it's actually freaking impossible for me to like find a workout program. I don't know why it's so difficult.
It is really, really tough.
It's just oversaturated with information and how much but then you're like, if you just do the basics, then it's probably fine. Like, why do we
know me? I've tried that iFit. I've tried Apples. I've tried P90X. I've tried,
Insanity,
all that shit. Exactly. I've tried all of them. And I end up just kind of blending them all,
Blend it all in.
Yeah. And then I just hit whatever I want. Like I got the battle ropes now. So I picked up a couple of tools, just to have some more fun, make it fun. Dude, I want to, what I want to kind of get into? Did you show me? I want to get into like archery because I think that, like some archery action and pulling some bows back, getting some arrows out,
get some core, and then you got
you're ready for the zombie
controlling
apocalypse.
the breath. Controlling the breath and the mind.
You got to settle the mind. You got to like stop the shakes. You got to get
You ever seen? Do you ever see any of the stuff with Eddie Mann and Kristen? That's awesome, Warma. And
hey,
dude, have you ever seen anything with Cam Haines?
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
That guy's an animal.
So that guy's a badass, right? So Cam Haines and seeing that stuff, like I could feel the pull to do that. No pun intended.
A 250-mile ultra?
Fun. Well, no, but like he's like a crazy. Well, I'll do that.
That's nuts.
He's doesn't that sound attractive though? To do like 100-miler? Doesn't a 100-miler intrigue you?
What I picture in my head from that is like at the end, I don't have feet anymore. I'm just kind of running on nubs. You know what I mean?
Yeah, probably.
That's what I picture in my head.
Probably.
It scares the piss out of me, Joel.
Doesn't it intrigue you?
It does. How people can do it? Yes.
No,
I mean, you have to be in such a crazy ass. You have to be so consistent, like Cam Haines, like you were saying. He runs like 25 miles a day, like just he does a marathon a day.
He kicks, man. When you see him go out the thing in the morning, he's like, I'm like, dude, this guy's flying.
Yeah, and he's like, I got 103 fever. I think I got the flu. And you're like, what?
Got to till the whole field later.
Hang on.
And he's like, and I got a full-time job.
Yeah.
And he's like the number one hunter. So he shoots bows. That's the way you got to live it. I think you have to fit it in where you get
his own TV show. He's got a 9 to 5. He's running 25 miles a day.
Well, then look at like Courtney. Is it Courtney Showalter or Buckwalter or whatever? She's the one who's like crushes all of these races. And she wins them all and beats the guys and the girls by multiple hours.
That's awesome.
Like she did the 250 around. I don't know, like
I actually have her. You know who was talking about her was Joe DeSena.
Yeah, won it by like a half a day or some shit. She's great. And that was when I saw her going and she's eating pancakes and waffles. And I'm like, what the hell is she eating like this shit for? And then I started researching triathlons.
Pure
and
energy, baby.
What you need to feed when and shit like that.
Yeah. So you can just use it right away.
She runs in fucking basketball shorts. Like long, like we wore when
9
we were
inches
kids, like past the knee.
Yeah.
Like Carolina blue and white. I'm like, was it? And people, she just trucks. It's just her thing. Boom.
Like on autopilot. Just
doom. Trying to fucking keep those demons at bay.
Dude, speaking of autopilot, what's
Joe
super
asked,
cool?
Dude, real quick, Joe Rogan asked her that. He's like, what fucking demons are you trying to fucking pound away in there?
Yeah, dude. Well, I think about that. There might be something to that.
Oh, there totally
might be
is.
Something
we
to
all
that
have
for
that.
sure.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's that Nike commercial, right? When they were running, do you remember that Nike commercial for running? And they were like running away from all their problems, and she was like cutting through the backyards.
I watching TV, man. I'm doing shit. I'm building shit.
Yeah, this was probably about maybe 10 years ago.
Yeah,
maybe more.
Yeah, before you could fit into Rachel's pants.
Yeah. Dude, jeans, bro.
That was classic.
Yeah.
Oh, good for you.
Insane.
Women are smarter.
They definitely are. They definitely are.
And married 15 years today. Hey, congratulations.
Dude, that's incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah. Congrats, dude.
Fucking A.
Holy cow. I mean, fun, just think about that. Just think about that. Not especially nowadays, because you know, if something's broke, people just replace it, right?
Yeah.
So, you know, and that goes all the way to like marriage. You know, that's why divorce rates are so high and shit like that. That shit's hard work, dude. Relationships are hard ass work. And I mean, you have to put that time in.
Later, Olson.
Dude.
Oh, no, you're totally so right. We've all been in the game for some of that shit for a while. That's good shit.
Yeah.
Whew, dude, let's try to get this back, guys. Everybody, thanks for watching. Usually,
for sure, it's almost been an hour.
So normally we do this once a week live on YouTube, but I realized
Thursday.
Nobody sees it, so we're gonna broadcast
Eddie
it here.
Main's hitting me up,
and it was cool.
Love you too, bro.
That our peeps we were able to chat with you guys like this. Maybe we can get it where you can just click a link and join, but I think we have to be.
Oh, how cool would that be? You get a whole like
have a party, y'all. So if you guys heard about what I want to do with best friends password,
what I want to do,
sing a song next time.
Joel's he's been sending me some secret clips.
Yeah, we got
he's been
works.
And he he's like, hey, what do you think of this? And I'm like, overdub, baby, and it's and you'll sound like God. That's what
actually
I said.
That's funny.
Overdub, you will sound like God.
I went in and duplicated the track twice and overdubbed it twice. It's starting to really even sound fuller. It's cool.
Yeah, bro. That's all it is. Fuller. Yep.
Yeah, it's kind of cool. Now, man, it'll be fun. I think I'm gonna put that down. I thought, why wouldn't I double down on the music side? If that's truly at the end of the day, when I write my list down of things I want to do, like that's always number one, but I don't always list it first because I'm like, well, okay, I'm going to put like family because I have to or whatever. And then I'm going to put like music. I don't mean it like that, but you know what I'm saying? Like sometimes it would make it down the list. I'm starting to be honest with myself and put it where it really belongs in my heart and in my life. And it would be at the top. And
what about taking like those type of main ones out, like take out like eat, family,
well, like, I do. I know, but I was just trying to
work out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like if you take some of those and skim that off, and then those are set in stone for sure. Yeah, core. That's like core. Yeah. And then you list the other shit. Yeah. Music's got to be number one there.
But that's where it comes out. It's usually right there. It's usually like not even more music. You can break it down into singing.
And it shouldn't be 20. It should be like 5 things.
Yeah.
Yeah. That list should have 5 things on it. Not the core things. You can have 5 things on your other list. If you have more than 5, get rid of them. Not you, but everybody else.
That. Buffett talks about that. I always thought that was cool. You're like, oh, you write all 25 down? All right, what do you do? All right, you take the top 5, then what do you do? You throw the rest out? Oh shit, I wasn't ready for that.
Whoa. Let me redo my
wait. Let me look at that list again. Let me look at
number 3 is Doritos.
Exactly.
Number 3 is Doritos. Number 4 is ice cream sandwiches.
Oh,
here, what I want you to do, what I want everybody to do before I take off, and I'm going to go close my rings. Last night, so I'm in some random, I'm going to tell one more story. I'm in some random house, right? And we're up, in the middle of Wisconsin, and I'm on YouTube. And when you go somewhere, and you don't have to sign into YouTube or anything. No one signs into YouTube on the road. Don't sign into YouTube. And when you're looking through so when you're looking through the little thing on YouTube and you can see their search history, you're like, oh man, this was all kids, so I see like Skylanders and some other shit. And I'm like, all right, let me redo this search history. So I start typing and I'm like, like the real Santa Claus. And it goes into like Krampus and like crazy scary shit with like the elves as demons and stuff.
Yeah, sure.
And I'm like,
psilocybin trips.
Cow slaughter farms, how mushrooms work, stuff like that. So when the next person's looking through, they'll be like, what the fuck? So like the last one that I did though was like one of the coolest things I've ever stumbled upon ever. I put in Willy Wonka possessed, and I got this video that was Willy Wonka rated R, and it was hysterical, dude. It's not nudity or anything like that. It's the little kid, and he's like, I'll give it away, but they did so many of these. It's like Home Alone rated R, Willy Wonka rated R, and it's more gruesome violence. It's not like sexy, crazy, porn. But I'll give away the Willy Wonka one. So they show the exact same footage, the exact same movie, but they add like this creepy horror music into it. And the little kid is like, Charlie's trying to get the ticket. He sees all the hype about the ticket, and he sees this one guy, he's got a ticket. You remember when he runs past him and Charlie's like, oh my God, I can't believe it. Well, in this guy's remake, he has Charlie follow him down the fucking alley and shanks him, steals the golden ticket, goes back home and pretends like he got it.
So do they just clip those scenes in of them?
Oh, it's just like clever editing. Yeah, it's so clever, and they're really good with CG and all that stuff. So, dude, it is hysterical. The Home Alone one was classic.
Yeah,
I mean, like, you got to watch this. The name of the guys is called Corridor. That's the name of the channel. Yeah. But just look up Willy Wonka rated R, and you guys will have a hearty laugh. A hearty laugh. You guys will have a hearty laugh. All right, 11 o'clock. I gotta go. I gotta close rings. We got 150 points. 100 and I've been doing a lot of. I've been doing a lot of this. You know, like the Fear and Loathing talking. You know,
yeah,
like Johnny
I noticed.
Depp did,
I noticed
and I get a ton of move points for that. I just got to talk like
Johnny
Depp.
I've been climbing a ladder for the last 30 minutes.
Yeah, we've been rowing. We've got a rowing exercise kicking in. But that's what's up. That's what's up. I will.
What are you gonna do? Just tell me what you're gonna do for get the 100 out. I gotta bang them out.
No, I'm definitely not going to bang the 100 out. That's a little crazy right now because it's late.
It's 11.
You know? Yeah, I don't know about banging this late, but I'm going to probably walk around the neighborhood and do some laps. I'm in a closed cul-de-sac here, so I can just power walk. You know, like
yeah. You're like, I don't care if I look weird.
Stuff.
I'm
you're
doing
like floating
because you're like right now.
You're like You're like floating because you're moving so fast, and people are looking out the window like, "What the fuck's this guy doing?"
Like that guy's got 11 o'clock at night, dude. Yeah.
What the hell? Oh, it's the walking kid.
It's the guy. Yeah. Are you training for something?
Yeah.
You got a race?
I've had people. I'm training for life.
Yeah. You got to be prepared, lady.
You got to be ready.
Do you have one of these radios?
Yeah. Let me introduce you to this. But that's what's up. I got to go.
All right, let's get back and on the horse for next week.
I'm in, man. I will bring a horse for real.
Fine. I'll ride a pony.
Done. That's what you wear some bad smoking jacket that you found at the Goodwill. I will wear the worst hat I can find.
I have to go to Goodwill. You just have to wear a shitty hat.
I'll go get a shitty hat at Goodwill. Or like like the
how about jackets? Let's both go get a shitty jacket.
Shittiest jacket you can find. Okay. Wear it next episode.
And we'll let our friends vote on which one's shittier.
Done.
All right.
Winner has to wear the shitty jacket to work on Monday.
Yeah, right. Neither of us go into an office.
That's
we'll
right.
Figure it out.
Now,
guys, thanks for hanging with us. Everyone's going to bed.
Yeah, peace, bro.
Peace.